right, we are back for part 2 of our lesson. We're on page 184. I have it up on the top because I have the check for understanding answers down below. So if you want to pause here and do the check for understanding, that comes right now. Feel free to do that. If not, here are the answers. So 6, the equation should be y equals negative 2/3 x plus 6. 7 should be 6x plus 5y is equal to negative 20. And then as we found out in part 1, if a is 0, we are dealing with a horizontal line. All right, so let's go to our word problems. So it says, Shushela is making a large batch of granola to sell at a school fundraiser. She needs to buy walnuts and almonds to make the granola. Walnuts cost $3 per pound and almonds cost $2 per pound, and she has a total of $30 to spend on those ingredients. So it says, write an equation that represents the different amount of walnuts and almonds that Shushela can buy. Well, our walnuts are $3 per pound, so that's going to be one unknown is how many pounds of walnuts. So that's going to be our x. So it's $3 per pound. So it's when we see per, that's multiplication. So it's 3 times x. And then almonds cost $2 per pound. And that's going to be my second unknown, which is y. So that's going to be 2 times y. And she's buying both of these. So we're going to add those two costs together. And then she can spend $30. So that's going to equal 30. So then it says graph the x and y intercepts on the coordinate plane below and use these to help you graph your line. So that's one nice thing about my standard form is I can easily find my x and y intercepts. So let's start with my y intercepts. So that's when x is 0. So plugging in 0 for x. So 3 times 0 plus 2 times y is equal to 30. So really that's just 2y is equal to 30. Divide both sides by 2. We get y is equal to 15. So if she just bought almonds, then she could buy 15 pounds. So that's going to be right here. And then if she bought 0 almonds, so when y is 0, that's going to be our x-intercept. So 3 times x plus 2 times 0 is equal to 30. 2 times 0 is 0. So we get 3x is equal to 30. Divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 10. So if she only bought walnuts, she could buy 10 pounds of walnuts. So now that I have my x and y intercept, I can connect those with a straight line. And I'm going to get it as straight as I can. And there's the graph of my equation. So it says if Shushela buys 4 pounds of walnuts, how many pounds of almonds can we buy? If we look here, whoa. So if we look on the graph, it looks like it's about 9, but let's make sure. So if she bought 4 pounds of walnuts, that means x is 4. So 3 times 4 plus 2 times y, because we don't know how many almonds, it's equal to 30. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 times y is equal to 30. Now it's just a two-step equation. I'm going to subtract 12, 2y is equal to 18. Divide both sides by 2, divide by 2. Y is equal to 9. So she could buy 9 pounds of almonds. 9 pounds of almonds. All right, keep going. So it says, refer to the graph we made in item 9b. What is the x-intercept and what does it represent? Well, our x-intercept was 10, 0. And what it represents, so if she bought 0 almonds, 0 pounds of almonds, she could buy 10 pounds of walnuts. Okay, so then it says write an equation in standard form of the line shown below. In order to write it in standard form, I'm going to first write it in slope-intercept form. So I know my y-intercept is 6, and then my slope, finding nice points, would be right here. So I go down 5, right 4, so negative 5 over 4. So my equation would be y is equal to negative 5/4 x plus 6. Let's make that look more like an X. Now that it's in slope-intercept form, I'm going to want to get it into standard form. So I want to move that X term to the other side. So I'm going to add 5/4 X, because negative 5/4 plus 5/4 is 0. Add 5/4 X to this side for property of equality. So that gives me the equation 5/4 X plus Y is equal to 6. Now some of us may say, oh, now it's in standard form, but remember those rules. A needs to be greater than or equal to 0, which it is, but A, B, and C also need to be integers, and right now 5/4 is not an integer. So to get rid of that, we need to multiply by the denominator. So multiplying everything by 4. That way my denominator cancels out, so I'm left with just 5x. 4 times y is 4y, and 6 times 4 is 24. So my equation in standard form is 5x plus 4y is equal to 24. All right. Then it says the equation 2x minus 5y equals 20. The table below and the graph represent 3 different linear functions. So it says which function represents the line with the greatest slope, so biggest slope. So looking at my table, I go up 3 in y and up 1 in x, so that slope is going to be 3. This one, I have a point here. I also have a point here. So I would go up 2 over 1, so this one has a slope of 2. And then the equation, I would need to transfer it to slope-intercept form. So I'm going to subtract 2x, get negative 5, y is equal to negative 2x plus 20. Divide everything by negative 5. So that would give me y is equal to a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so that would be 2/5 x plus 4. So my slope is 2/5. So the table actually has the greatest slope. The table. All right. And then we have our practice. If you have any questions, let me know and I will be able to answer that. Make sure that for 15 that you are finding the slope by getting it into slope-intercept form first. All right, let me know if you have any questions.